Welcome to another Spot On Chat. I'm Rebecca Monet with Zorakle Profiles. Zorakle provides profiling tools for franchisors and franchise consultants that helps facilitate a right fit between a prospective franchisee and a franchise concept. My guest back today is Tim Vogel. Tim is the founder and CEO of Scenthound. He's also a seed planter, growth seeker, possibility purveyor, and process-driven optimist. So, welcome back, Tim.
Thanks for having me. It's great.
This is my last question, and I pose this question to each of my guests, and it's always a what if or if only question. So the question is, do you have any what ifs or if onlys in your life? And if so, could you share?
Yeah, so I think kind of in today's kind of current environment, it's, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of divisiveness going on out in the world right now. And one of the things that I've been thinking about lately around a what if is this idea of what if a family member hadn't lent me $10,000 to put a down payment on my first townhome?
Wow.
And, you kind of, if I map that out, I got a family member to give me a loan so that I could buy my first townhouse. It was in 2002-ish. The value of that townhouse went up significantly. I did some improvements to it. 2 years later, I sold it, took all of the profits, put it into a bigger house. That house took off. I sold that house, and that's the money I used to start my business.
Wow.
And so, it's this really idea of like, and I think there's just a lot of conversation around equality, race, and I've been thinking about kind of the white privilege that I've had, the privilege in general of that. Like, if I didn't have that opportunity, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And so many people don't have kind of that opportunity for someone to lend them $10,000 to get into their house, let alone access to education, access to great minds, the stability at home, all of those kinds of things that I think a lot of us take for granted. And I know I certainly have taken for granted over the years. I've been really reflective on kind of the absolute advantages and privileges I've had to get to this place. And it makes me think a little more deeply about kind of what is the responsibility I have now that I've been able to get to this place. And so how can I give back? How can I support? How can I help other people live better lives because of this opportunity that I've been given? So that's just something I've been thinking about lately in this kind of toxic current environment. I think we all need to pause a little bit and kind of think about what privileges we have, not what rights do we feel like we're giving up or don't have, or, who's not doing what, and how do I not like this person versus kind of turning that lens.
And how to use those privileges to help others, to reflect on those. It's interesting as you talk, I was raised a missionary's daughter. We were poor, and I didn't have those privileges. And with both of my children, I gave them significant down payments for their first homes. And in both cases, the story went similar, where they progressively, and then when my son started his first business, I bought him his equipment and helped him a little bit. My daughter started a preschool, helped her a little bit. And so at age 40, which is about where they are, my son's 42, my daughter's 39, they are much further than I was at 40. Yeah. And we're not talking billions of dollars here that I contributed, but it was a leg up. It was just one, they were further along than I was, simply because I was able to do that. My parents were not able to do that, or family members weren't able to do that for me. But ultimately, when you think it that way, okay, here's the privilege. I had the income, I could do that. And ultimately that will turn into a legacy, and then they'll be able to do the same for their children and their children and their children. But you're right. Many people, lack education or don't have those same kind of privileges, financial and otherwise, that we need to be stepping up for and helping, even if it's their own neighbors, right? Something that we need to be stepping up to help.
Yeah, and I think the lens, kind of the 24-hour news cycles change the question, and we need to take control of that question
Yeah.
instead of like, what am I angry about? What am I not getting?
What's
Isn't the
not
right
fair?
question.
What's not fair? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of constantly always looking to, and obviously politics is about differentiation and trying to kind
Right.
of divide. But I think we need to take agency back in that and really think about, flip it and say, what's gone so right for me, and what privileges have I had,
And
and
how can I
and
help?
because of that, what responsibilities do I have, and how can I contribute in a positive way? Not, what's in it for me, but how can I actually help what's going
Yeah.
on?
I love that. I think we should create a movement, a hashtag.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be, but it's something about, like you said, recognizing our own uh, privileges or gifting or whatever we have, and then taking responsibility for that to then hand up, hand down, whatever to someone else. But uh,
So
t-
the evolution of me as a CEO of this business has been like, how do I want to start a business. How do I make money is really the beginning of it, doing
of
something
course,
I love, but it's really evolved into, how can we bring more love into people's homes, and how can we help people practice love and amplifying that impact. So it's not about the money. You have to have a healthy, profitable business to be able to sustain the mission that you're on. But ultimately, it's like, how are we making a positive impact in the world? And what are we
yeah,
doing? What are we doing to kind of live up to the advantages that we've had?
right. Well, and there's no powerful thing than love. So if that is what Scenthound is about, at a mission core level, which I know it is because I know a Scenthound, and it's everything that you're teaching. There it is, clean dog, more love. It's about love. There's
Yeah,
no more powerful force than love. In a state of love, we make different decisions, right? We spend our money different. We spend our time different. The words coming out of our mouth are different. In a state of love, would we say those unkind things to that other human being that we have a different opinion,
correct. Or would you be more
political,
empathetic?
religious, whatever? Would we, if we are in love, would we say those same unkind things or act in violent ways or whatever? Love
Yeah.
is an equalizer. It's a change provider. It's impossible to hate and love at the same time.
It is an absolute change agent. Absolutely.
It's a change agent.
Yeah.
And there is where your superpower is also,
Thank you.
right?
Yes.
Right. Oh, I could talk to you forever and ever and
I
ever
know. I've
about
enjoyed
this
our
topic.
conversations. These are great.
I am 100% behind you on this mission of love.
Thank you.
I think it'll change the world. It'll change our health and change our outlook. So let's go. Let's make it happen,
I
right?
appreciate it. Absolutely. We're on it.
Thank you for your time today, Tim. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, so great talking with you.
So we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.